Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we're coming to you remote. We're in Kalamazoo today for the Michigan Works Association's annual conference. And of course, they bring directors of the Michigan Works all over the state. And Jessica Topp joins us right now. She's the CEO of Northeast. Okay, on the East Coast, not the West Coast. Okay, so tell everybody where that area is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So Northeast Michigan Works is located in the 8 counties in the Northeast Lower Peninsula. So think from the bridge down to Grayling, over to Lake Huron, and everywhere in between.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you got part of the Antrim in there.
Not Antrim County, no. So Presqu'Île, Alpena, Alcona, Mount Morenci, Otsego, Crawford, and Oscoda.
Okay, just north of Iosco and... Okay, good. Well, it's good to have you on. Tell me a little bit about your major issues right now. Are they people in that area?
Yes. So our major issues right now that our job seekers are facing are transportation, childcare, and housing. That's the big 3. And actually all across the state, many others are facing that as well, but specific to the Northeast region, that's what they are seeing. Transportation in particular is our biggest barrier that individuals are seeing, and that is because the public transportation system in Northeast Michigan doesn't really exist. Yeah. So unfortunately, if you don't have a vehicle that you can use, you will need to find a vehicle, you will need to utilize your friends or your family who have a vehicle to be able to get to work.
So you're saying there's a workforce available up there, they just can't get to work?
That's correct, yes. So that's why we're able to utilize some of our pots of money, particularly the Barrier Removal and Employment Success monies, and most recently the Talent and Growth Barrier Removal Initiative monies, to be able to help people fix their cars or potentially purchase a vehicle so that they can get to work. In the areas that do have public transportation, it will not work for someone who works 2nd or 3rd shift. So if you don't have a vehicle or have a friend or family member with a vehicle, it is nearly impossible to get to work.
You know, that's almost like a rock and a hard place, because there's not enough population or riders to really generate the amount of money that it takes to have public transportation. So that's probably not going to come right away, right? So these programs you have to be expanded, et cetera. So if I'm the employer in your area, right, we want these employees. Do they participate in some of these programs?
They do. So we actually get many referrals from local small businesses who say, I just hired Johnny. Let's say it's a local manufacturer. I just hired Johnny. He's going to start next week, but he doesn't have any steel-toe boots. And he was laid off 3 weeks ago from his previous job, and he doesn't have any money for his steel-toe boots. Well, we can help with that with our barrier removal funds. So local employers know about what we're doing and the impact that it's making, and it's just phenomenal the way that we can all come together and make sure that everyone in our region is successful.
You know, I'm so glad I asked you about the issues, because the issues do change per location. You wouldn't hear anyone near an urban area saying transportation.
That's right.
So tell me about childcare now. That also means there's people at home because it's not affordable to go to work.
That's true. The biggest problem that we are seeing in our region, it does encompass the affordability factor, but it also is mainly the accessibility factor. So I'll give you a brief example. When I first moved to Onaway, I'm in Sheboygan County, which is part of our coverage area, and I worked in Presqu'Île County. There was not a single licensed child care facility in the entire county for my children. So we are what's in a child care desert. It means there's not enough child care facilities, not enough licensed child care facilities in our region to take the kids who need to go there.
And then, even then, they've got to be somewhat convenient too, which is a challenge as well.
That's right, yes. You might be able to find one that's a 45-minute drive away, but at that rate, what is the cost you are spending, and weigh the pros and cons, and does it outweigh what you are trying to
And you have an hour and a half to work and back every day too, that adds to that. So the third real issue with you was housing.
That's right. So, affordable and available housing is a big issue right now. I know all across the state, but particularly in our region, individuals trying to find workforce housing and family housing, there just simply is not enough on the market that is within the range that is easily accessible to them.
So, Jessica, are you in flux like everybody else waiting on budget concerns?
Budget concerns encompass every moment of my day right now. Yes, we are in talks with legislators, particularly in regards to going pro-talent fund, JMG, barrier removal dollars, which I touched on earlier, and registered apprenticeship dollars.
Well, Jessica, thanks so much for joining us. Jessica Topp, who is the executive director of the Northeast Michigan Works, right? Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. You've been watching all this on the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.